Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So children, today we are going to do the last part of the chapter control and coordination, that is hormones in animals. Now hormones are those chemical substances which are secreted by endocrine system, and this constitute a second way of control and coordination in our body. So in our body we have different kinds of endocrine glands. Now remember, endocrine glands are ductless glands, and they just release their secretions directly into the bloodstream. So hormones produced in one part of the organism will move to another part to achieve their desired effect. And hormones, they are secreted in precise quantities, very little. So a feedback mechanism is there which regulates the action of hormones. So here in male as well as female bodies, the endocrine glands which are present are, so we can see from here. So this is pineal gland. Then we have the hypothalamus. Now hypothalamus plays a very important role in release of many hormones. For example, when the level of growth hormone is low, the hypothalamus will release growth hormone, and the releasing growth hormone releasing factor which will stimulate the pituitary gland to release growth hormones. So these are the endocrine glands here. Pituitary gland, then in the throat, thyroid gland is present, and parathyroid gland, then thymus, and then here we have on top of the kidneys adrenal glands. Adrenal glands are present. Then pancreas. Now pancreas is again an endocrine gland as well as exocrine gland, because endocrine gland because it secretes an hormone, and then it is also an exocrine gland because in the digestive system pancreas helps, right? So pancreatic juice is released, so that's why it's exocrine as well as endocrine gland. Then in the male reproductive system, testes will again release a hormone, testosterone. So we'll be I'll be telling you about the names of the hormones also. In the female body also, again we have these endocrine glands, pineal gland, hypothalamus, pituitary gland, then thyroid gland in the throat, parathyroid gland, thymus, and pancreas, adrenal gland, and then the female reproductive system, ovary. Ovary again releases two kinds of hormones. So again I'll be discussing about these. So from this table we'll be able to understand what are some important hormones and what are their functions. Now pituitary gland is known as the master endocrine gland because it releases growth hormone, and its function is to stimulate the growth in all organs. So pituitary gland is known as master gland. It sends the message. After that, the other endocrine glands will start their functions. Now thyroid gland, it secretes thyroxine. The name of the hormone is thyroxine, and its function is to regulate the metabolism for body growth. So for proper growth of the body, thyroxine is very important, and for proper functioning of the thyroid gland, salt is very important. So if you must have seen that the salt which we consume in our meals is and on the packet of the salt it is written iodized salt, right? So iodine is that important factor which is important for the proper functioning of our thyroid gland. So it is required for production of thyroxine from the thyroid gland, and its function is metabolism regulation for proper body growth. Pancreas is actually the accessory gland in the digestive system, but it is endocrine as well as exocrine gland. So it is endocrine gland because it secretes an hormone known as insulin. Now function of insulin is to regulate the blood sugar level. So whenever the body detects whenever there is more amount of sugar in the blood, then pancreas will start secreting insulin. So insulin will regulate the blood sugar level in the blood. And testes, it secretes testosterone, so for production of sperms, and testosterone is the hormone which is secreted by testes. Ovaries is the female reproductive part. So ovaries secretes two types of hormone, progesterone and estrogen, so for development of female sex organs, and it also regulates the menstrual cycle, right? And then we have adrenaline, which is secreted by adrenal gland. So its function is to regulate the metabolism, and it also reacts to the emergency situation. So that's why adrenal gland and the adrenaline is known as emergency hormone, because in conditions of stress or in emergency situation, how we react, how our body react, it depends upon the adrenaline in our blood. So stress response means in response to the stress, this adrenal gland starts secreting adrenaline hormone in our blood, and we react to the situations. For example, suddenly we are facing a situation where we have to either face it or we have to move away from that. So what will be our reaction? It will depend upon the response by the adrenal gland. So as soon as adrenaline is pumped into our blood, so we'll feel that our heart will start beating fast, and if we have to run, we'll start running from that situation, or if we have to face the situation boldly, we will do that. So in any case, our heart will start beating fast. So adrenal gland is the endocrine gland. It's called it's the emergency gland, or adrenaline is known as emergency hormone. Now hypothalamus plays a very important role in release of many hormones, and its function is to stimulate the pituitary gland to release hormone. So these are the endocrine glands which are present in the human body, and these endocrine glands are ductless glands. They secrete hormones. Hormones are chemical substances which are produced in one part of organism, but they move to another part to achieve their desired effect, right? So their target is away from the part when they are from the location where they are released into the blood, right? So this was about the last part of our chapter. With this, we have finished this chapter, control and coordination. So please go through this topic once again to understand it in a better way. Now in the coming session, I will be discussing about these questions which are present in the exercise. So that's it for today. Take care, children, and keep learning, keep revising. Good night.